you knock their socks off, and people, cannot believe that the bagpipes can be played in such dulcet tones. Or
I am amazed.
When the beat is lively, so raucous. Sorry, Jeff, go ahead.
I'm amazed. Such skill, such panache.
So you wake the next morning. It is it's a somewhat gloomy autumn morning. The mist has rolled in from the sea, and whilst there's activity out on the trading pool, the noise is muffled by the mist that is enveloping the whole of the city. You need to have your microphone on.
What do you guys want to do? Is there any business you want to attend to? Sorry. I'll get better at this.
Right. Well, do you guys have business that you need to be attending to? Zane, Mindatus, Ivar?
I feel like Ivar would want to go off to the Grove for some guidance. I think he's been a bit shaken up the last couple of days. And I would press upon Mindatus that we should probably go to Arlene's temple and talk about her disappearance.
Yes, I will go to the temple. If you want to go to one of your Nine Eyes contacts and see if they know anything.
Yeah, that sounds good, actually. I'm assuming, is it just 3 of us right now or something, or are we all together?
You're all together.
Okay, then I would like to switch over and look at Barrack and say, do you want to come with me? I want to go visit one of my friends, the Eyes.
Yeah. Probably about time I checked in with them. Dead drops and all that are nice, but face to face is a good time for getting some truth.
All right, so you two are going to go to the Nine Eyes, and Mindatus is going to the Temple of Deep Sashalas in Citadel. So Neresis and Jimmy, where will you be going? Ivar's going to the Grove, is it?
I'm going to say he is. I'm not sure what John planned for him, but that way it gives him an opportunity to work that out. So yeah, he's going to go to the Grove. He's going to seek guidance from his druidic circle of friends.
Okay, all right. Ivar's off. Good.
Okay, I'm going to hang out with Mindatus.
Okay, you're going to the Temple of Deep Sashalas.
Yep.
Neresis?
I am going to scope out the nearest bakery while everyone is off doing their business.
Okay. How are you all going to reconnect?
Do you want to stay? Do you want to come back here when our business is done?
Yeah, sure. Just
We
name
stay
it.
here again.
I'm okay with that.
Given we're in 5 ways, and I need a, I can't remember the name of it, but it's at the top. It's the northeast of Port Draz, where my tavern is.
West side is actually northwest.
Oh, sorry. Is it northwest?
Moldy
where?
Noose.
Yeah, the Moldy Noose. Okay, my mistake. So do I know how far away that is, given where I am here in 5 ways?
Yes, you know that it's probably about 3/4 of the day to get there by canal.
Okay, so it's a day and a half there and back, plus discuss. How about we meet back in about 2 days, but open it up to 3 days in case someone gets delayed. And if you're not back here by 3 days, we'll move on to the next place and leave a note for you.
Right. Neresis, are you happy to be hanging around 5 ways for 3 days?
Yeah, I'll just keep playing and earn some gold.
Radio. Okay. In which case, let's have everybody except. So you can turn off your. You can deafen yourselves. We're going to operate on a system here. So everyone except Lawrence and David, deafen yourselves. And when I go like this, oh, Victoria, don't deafen yourself because you can't see. I'll send you a DM.
I can see you. You guys can't see me.
So Clayton, Jeff, and Victoria, I'll send you a DM when it's time to turn your headphones back on again.
All right.
Okay.
No. I will recap, but I start with the fuse thing.
Oh, okay. All right. So carry on.
Yeah. So, what do you know about the fuse? And I'm specifically talking to Jimmy and the Bard. Until I learn your name, it's going to be the Bard.
Nerissus.
Nothing.
Nothing that I can think of.
Cool. That makes this easier. So there are two magical groups that fight for position. There's the Spark and there's the Fuse. And the Fuse tend to be more, so I found anyway, more treacherous and more chaotic. That's just a secondhand experience because specifically who I've dealt with is this person named Razul, which you may have mentioned his name yesterday. He kidnapped us. What you don't know is that I had two twin younger brothers who were treasure hunters, and Razul has a left-hand man named Vasken, and him and his group of thugs is how my younger brother Drake referred to them. Vasken and his thugs hired my two younger brothers to go into I don't know whether it was a temple or a mine jar. I don't know what it was. That wasn't in the letter. Hired these two to pick up a relic for them because they had experience getting things from hard to reach places. After they'd gotten the relic, they made camp outside of said dungeon, and Drake overheard Vasken talking about the next step in the plan, which was to murder my twin younger brothers and return the relic to his master, Razul. Hearing this, Drake woke his brother and they made a run for it with the relic. Understanding the relic had some form of contribution to an world-ending type thing. On the way out, my younger brother, one of my twins, not Drake, Darian was killed. Drake couldn't even bury him. He kept running. He buried the relic and wrote me a letter. And by the time I came to Garrixford, which is right near Sporiana, I discovered he'd already been buried. He had died in an unfortunate fight with pests in a cellar of a tavern. And I knew my brother, and not something like that would.
Mindardus looks a little sheepish.
Not something like that wouldn't have finished him off unless he wasn't thinking straight. So I blame Vasken and Razul for his death indirectly as well. So now I'm an only child. We've since found that there are multiple relics, and they're all fragments of a larger piece. I can go into more detail about it if you want, but suffice it to say, it's part of a legendary weapon that was held by a devil in the big cataclysmic war from ages ago in history, where a devil and a celestial fought as agents for bigger, powerful entities on a different plane, who were using them to act as their, I suppose you call them puppets. Anyway, it appears that the Fuse, or Razul, is acting independently, I don't know. They are collecting these relics. The implication that we think is that they're looking to put it back together and wield it with its untold power. probably to change the way the world is as we know it. I started this off not knowing any of the people around me and making it all about revenge. Revenge is still there, but now we kind of, there's bigger things afoot. We have to. It sounds like we have to save the world, or at least play our small part in saving the world from whatever craziness is in the fuse. That's the reason why we were kidnapped. That's the reason why half of my friends, my brothers, are dead now. So yeah, if you still want to hang out with us, we can use all the help we can get, which is why we were very readily happy to accept your help.
So what do we do next?
Well, right now we've got no more leads apart from a shard of this relic that we had in our possession in one of the most secure banks in Port Draz. It was taken, and from all accounts taken up north, but we don't have any more information, and until we do, we can't do anything more than get ready for that. Either by, right now they're too powerful. I don't think that we could take them on. So I suggest we do whatever we can to get stronger. I do actually have a note here from the steward of Duke Jashar, which we've helped a few times. Might be a good way for you all to get to know the steward as well. And by all means, it looks like a job. It looks like a job that might make us stronger, but it most definitely should pay, because nothing's free in this world. So,
Well, should we do that job? Should we
Right.
go find the steward?
I mean, that's definitely one option. The other option is, and I will pull out of my small knapsack, my satchel by my side, this map tube that seems way longer than the bag. And out of the map tube, I will pull out a map that looks old, even though it's a new. It looks like it's been a remastered map of a antique map, and it's written in common language, labels on the map. And this, I forget about the map so much, but this map was remastered by a learned person at the college, an academic on history, and this also apparently has many links to our ancient world, and may have links to treasure as well. So there's treasure hunting and there's helping the government, both lucrative. What do you guys want to do?
And so you can see the map in the Metzu Maps channel. It's the black and white map, the second most recent map that I uploaded.
Okay.
Well, Zane, which one do you want to do? Because I don't know which one's going to be easier. Speaking personally, I would love to see this party get in a fight and find out if mix it up.
I mean, that's what I'm leaning towards too. I think we should go to Jisar and see how we fight and work out any kinks before we get into anything more serious. Just, so we don't step on each other's toes. Figure out what's the best way to stay alive. So I'm a bit sensitive to that, right?
Understandably.
I mean, if we need to work out party balance, we seem to be, moderately good at the heals, quite good at the spell, awfully good at talking to people, the fighters, and we've got one burly thing up front.
All right.
So I'd like to mix it up. I'd like to mix it up and find out if we survive. The averaging.
What's the plan?
I guess we're going to go to Jisar. Does anybody need to do anything before we go to Jisar? Given that it's breakfast time and we've got the whole day ahead of us right now?
No, I don't want to do anything else.
Suppose
Yeah,
I should close my accounts with the establishment in which I'm performing. Let them know I'm leaving.
Or do you all want to wait a week so that a couple of us can level up and be even stronger?
Well, I guess it depends how urgent this message from
Yes.
said
true.
Duke is.
I mean, that's my issue, is that I got the note now, so I want to wait a week as well, but I think that we probably can't. It's the Duke. I don't know if we can let him wait for a week while we practice our wand flicks.
Wand flicks?
Yep.
You insult my profession, friend.
Yep. Shall we go to Jessar?
Yes.
Yes.
Sure.
Right.
We go to Jessar and we go back
Along
by
the
our
way
stables.
to Jassar.
Unless Raywee, unless going up a level, we can do that in 1 minute of video time.
The note from the steward says, please come as soon as it's convenient.
Okay, so is it,
Convenient?
Read into that what latitude you wish.
actually fair enough. In light of that, I mean, it'd be more convenient if we were leveled. So if we could do like a one frame level up, I would do that. I'd be down
In a
for that.
montage.
Yeah.
A training montage.
Another
yeah.
Rocky Russia snow montage, lifting trunks and stuff.
Are you good with that, Raywee?
Yes, fine with me.
Excellent.
All right, cool. I'll light my candle,
I will light my
and
candle.
together we will light your fire. Cool.
And the rest of us will stay out of trouble for a week.
Righto. Staying out of the trouble for the week at the Roasted Lamb or elsewhere?
The cheapest place we can find that's safe.
I'll leave 50 gold with the group. Which should cover their expenses.
Yes, that does the job not quite nice. Roasted lamb it is. All right, so those of you, Zane and Mindada, manage your leveling up, please. As soon as you're ready, let us know.
All I need to do is just roll my new hit die for my new level to add to the health. Do you want me to do it on here?
Yeah, please.
Okay, I get 7 more health.
3.
God damn it. Hang on.
And I get the uncanny dodge ability. And Rowie, just while Mindada has sorted himself out, I would let Ander know what went down
Okay.
the last couple of days. Okay, thanks. That's me. Rowie, how much is it to level up to level 5?
6,000. Oh, level 5, 14,000. Oh, sorry.
Is it?
No. Level 5 is 6,500.
6,500? Okay.
Oh yeah. I'll just let you know how much Garion had on him when you took his gold off of him, because we never sorted that out afterwards.
That's right, yeah. We picked everything of value off of Abercrombie and Garion, including Abercrombie's magnifying glass.
Who now has the magnifying glass?
It's in my bag of holding. I haven't written it down yet, but I just remember Abercrombie having it.
Righto.
Genius.
All right.
That's the, I just dropped an image in, that's the amount of money and things that Garion had on him. And then I can send you a thing of the rest of the stuff.
So each of you ought
Later.
to have lost 10, except for Neresis. Each ought to have lost 10 copper pieces for the boat ride there and back to the respective destinations earlier on. You also need to then spend another 5 copper pieces each, including Neresis, to travel through Port Draz to the road, to the highway that leads away from Port Draz and into Metzu. You land at the village. Well, it is a village, I guess. The stabling yards and so on for all of the carriage companies and so on that rent out horses and such. There's for the benefit of Jimmy and Barak and Neresis, you see there's a strange sort of wooden tower construction going on. It's quite a tall, narrow wooden, almost like a scaffold with just a staircase that's being built in the centre of it going up, and it's quite tall now. Zane and Mindadas have seen it before, having just come back in through a week or so ago, but it's taller still than the last you saw it. And yeah, just it appears at this stage to be a staircase. But that's the villagey place just on the Port Draz.
And that's where our horses were left?
That's right.
Yep. So we'll pick up the horses. Before we do, sorry, how much was it leveling up to 5? It was 6 or 6.5?
6.5.
6.5, cool, thank you. All right.
6.5 what?
6,500 experience points to. You should also note the efficiency bonus has gone up by 1. So you're getting your horses?
Yes, we are, sorry.
And
Getting our horses.
the ride to the ride to Jasar takes further 3 days. Does it? No, it takes 2 days. So you arrive in Jasar. I assume you make your way immediately to the steward.
Yep.
Who says, good to see you again. It seems like only 10 days ago I saw you last. By the way, is that what you call it? Yeah. Is that convenient, is it? Anyway, carry on. You may have heard that the king has called for the Council of Melith to be convened for only the second time. The king is getting old, and it is time to appoint a successor from amongst the nobles of Metzu, he having had no children. The council's been convened, and there are a few of the nobles who are amongst those considered the most likely. You'll be pleased to know, if you weren't aware already, that Duke Jasar is highly favoured amongst those to become the next king. Duke Uniroth was also one of the favoured contenders up until his untimely death recently. It appears that Duke Uniroth has been assassinated. It also appears, from what we have been told, that evidence suggests that it was Duke Jassar who had him killed. Naturally enough, Duke Jassar refutes that allegation in the strongest possible terms. He needs some people to discreetly investigate the crime and to make some findings, hopefully to clear his name.
So he believes he's being set up.
Yes.
That sounds awesome.
Can we trust you to perform this duty?
Yes. Trust me.
You will be well rewarded for success.
Who stands the most to gain by discrediting Jassar, the Duke?
Some might say the Marquess of Melith herself, who has only ever been a vague consideration of this. But any of those lesser, and I say lesser only in terms of their capacity to rule, those lesser nobles, any number of them would benefit from the removal of the two main contenders. Beyond the realm, one might think that any of Metzu's enemies could also benefit from chaos within the kingdom, whether that be Sarandor, Porrigarth, even Lisselmist, where they too once again become a warlike nation, which from all reports is at an increasing risk as the new empire party seeks to gain hold amongst the city-states of Lisselmist.
Rewi, my character is going to cast Thought.
Yes.
And I'm going to use Subtle Spell Caster.
Okay.
And I'm going to do it on this guy, the steward.
Yes.
And can someone keep him talking? Someone with very high charisma?
I sense he's looking at you, Victoria.
Forgive me for not introducing the other people in our group. We've had a bit of a turnover. Can I introduce you to this bard? She's a maestro on the pipes. And I'll
How
nudge.
do you do?
Just a tiny nudge.
Ah, the bagpipes.
Yes.
They are my favourite instrument.
You have a very good ear, my sir.
Well, I was raised with a love of the pipes from as a child.
Well, that's something we share in common, it would seem.
Yes. How long have you been playing?
Would be close to 18 years now.
Very good.
Right. Can we get him to talk about this crime?
Yes, Jeff, you detect him having fond memories about childhood listening to bagpipes.
Ha! Telling the truth.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, whatever he's talking about, I can tell what his surface thoughts are about it.
If I may ask,
Can I just butt in here and say, I'm not sure how Nerissus would know that, short of having been told it directly, or indeed how she would know that you had cast Detect Thoughts because you had used subtle spells so that nobody knows.
Well, okay, we can spend our time talking to the steward about bagpipes.
Or she could just be naturally curious and want to know
She
more.
could indeed. So please proceed.
Given that we're about to put our lives on the line.
I'm just raising just an ever so small red flag on metagaming taking place.
Yeah.
So
Well spotted.
thank you. So please, Victoria, carry on.
Now, I'm not exactly from around here, so I'm just curious, what's your take on this as far as the crime goes?
Well, all I can say is that, to my knowledge, Duke Jassar would not engage in this kind of behaviour because we've done the numbers and the votes looked good. He is well renowned, having fought with valour in the last war against Porogath, and Metzu Dershau, the province of Dershau, is the most prosperous of all, save Melith itself. So we were confident. This is a devastating blow if it should succeed, and our outrage is visceral. Jeff, you ascertain everything he has said is a deeply felt emotion.
Is what?
Deeply felt.
Okay.
He sounds like a good man.
I'm listening. I'm just turning off my camera while I also stuff my face with a bit of food. Feel free to do similar sorts of things, but I won't turn it off. I'll just turn it off when I'm actually cramming stuff in my face.
So how do you guys propose we do this on the down low?
Okay, so we can go to the Duke Europe. We can look for clues and try and find out what's happened in the circumstance of his death. So how did he die? Who was there? Who can we talk to who might witness? We can... The Who Games is a big one. So the Marquesa is someone that we can talk to. Are all these people in one place? Where did the...
No. So
where did the assassination happen?
The steward says the Marquess is in Melith, the capital, which is many, many days, a couple of weeks travel. The Duke was had his throat cut and was stabbed in the chest multiple times in his study at Castle Lamb in the province of Lameron. So I would suggest that you first go to Castle Lamb and make inquiries there. Speak to the steward, speak to anyone. I have these documents. He hands you documents that show that you have been appointed by the king to conduct the investigations. Duke Jassar himself had to convince the king to allow him appoint investigators. So you should feel free to play on that appointment, but I would
Do we get some sort of badge?
I would not be. I would not be letting anyone know that you are in fact appointed by Duke Jassar.
So we're appointed by the king.
You're appointed by the king as far as anybody needs to know.
Badges? We don't need no stinking badges.
So,
Anyone else got a thing, a direction that they're thinking of?
No, I think-
Who does I'm gonna probe a bit deeper into this guy's mind. Who does he fear most has done this? And I think he gets a saving throw versus wisdom.
okay. What's your spell save DC?
My spell save DC is 15.
Yeah, you're not able to tell.
Oh, bugger. Okay. Who do you most fear has done this?
I truly don't know. I truly don't. I fear. I suppose if I have to push it down, I fear that it is one of those people who actually said they would vote for Duke Jassar. I fear that it is someone who is playing a shadowy hand here from within, because that would mean disaster for. That would mean if it was someone within who is responsible for this, that would mean that the future of the kingdom itself is at risk.
Is there a list of nobles, people who can vote?
There is. He whistles, Jim. Sorry, I'm just drawing up. So there are 7 provinces of Metzu. There is Caravest, which is ruled by Earl Timpany. Timpany spelled Tinpany, Carabest. Dershau, as you know, is ruled by Gillarine, Gillere. Gillarine is ruled by Duke Vistroli, Vistro. Lamaron, ruled by Duke Uneroth. Melith, by Marquess Etaine, Etaine. Ossum, Duke Amaloa, and Perspa, Earl Traman, Tra.
I've got a lot of cutting out. Just
Yeah, same.
A lot of what? Cutting
a
out.
lot of cutting out. I barely tell.
Mhm.
Are you still there, Rowie?
Yeah, hang on.
Aha! Genius. Earl Timpany, a halfling cleric. Duke the Strolly, human fighter. Marquesa Itane, Duke Amelos,
So
and
there's
Earl Tremon.
so 2 have missed. 2 haven't come through there. Dershau hasn't come through, and Lameron hasn't come.
I think they have. They don't have any fill color, so it's showing they're transparent, so you can't see black on black.
Oh,
Is that right? So I can
Yeah.
see it in the thumbnail, but when I
Yeah.
click it, it
Oh, yeah.
no.
Hey.
All right.
So, should we go to Lameron?
Well, how far away is that?
Excellent question. Lameron will take you about a week and a half to travel.
And it's the recommendation of the steward that we go there.
The steward, indeed, lady, yes.
And when is this election going to take place?
The council has been has been postponed pending the outcome of this investigation.
All right. Okay. So there's no hard time limit on us.
No, just know that the crime scene itself has now been held off for approximately 2 weeks. Has been sealed off for 2 weeks. So
Because we've been operating at a fast pace here.
yeah. So
does he have a means of teleporting us to the scene of the crime?
no.
Shall we go, everyone?
Does he have a means of at least teleporting us to that city?
No.
I'm happy just to go.
Any votes for not going?
No,
right.
I want to see the world.
Let's go.
Explore,
As you
fight, kill.
as you head back through Jassar, there's a bit of a throng and gathering around the front of a building that Zane recognises as the cartographer's house, where he'd visited once before, and people seem quite concerned.
I'm going to stop and ask a passerby, what's the hubbub?
Master Thoso is close to
What, sorry?
close to death. Master Thoso is close to death.
Perhaps we should go and ask him about the map piece, because I don't think we've spoken to him yet.
Yeah, I think you're right. Let's do that. And I'll stride alongside Mindatus and ask if we can go in if there's anyone else.
Okay. So 2 seconds. Yeah. So you are ushered in. People are pressed up, and family members are gathering in the downstairs of the house where the shop is, and you sort of press your way through into the shop itself, and you can see people just sort of standing around, whispering to one another, looking, concerned, but not overly mournful.
Mindaris, I think you're more learned than I am. Maybe you want to lead this one and ask your question.
You have a. I was going to say you have a way with people, but we know that's not true.
That's 100% not true.
Do we know why he's dying? Is he just old, or?
He's very old.
I'll say, Zane, you've got the map piece. Why don't you handle this?
What exactly do you want to find out, Mindaris?
Well, he was involved in, or his master was involved in the creation of the fragment. So we're wanting to find out if he like where in the world that map is of.
All right.
Its location and any other possible parts of it, because it's only the fragment.
Okay, cool. I'll retrieve the remastered fragment, and I will solemnly approach the family. If the family's around.
Yes.
Okay, so I'll approach the family and ask, do you mind if I might pay my respects to this great man?
Well, does he know you?
No, but I know him. He's famous, and he's one of my heroes.
But we're restricting access to family members. Why should we allow you?
I mean, it's sort of heavy, but yeah, I think he might be able to help us with something that's going to affect the whole world. And his knowledge is legendary. I need his help. I need your help, please.
See how persuasive you are.
I spit on them as I speak. I'm salivating at the idea of the nerves. The nerves get to me. That's with proficiency.
The person you're speaking to wipes the spit off their face and says, "One of you can go in, but not you."
That's fair enough. And I'll turn around and walk to Mindaris.
Sorry, a lot of that broken up for me. I couldn't actually hear it. Is there an opportunity for me to step in and say, "Oh, he would like to have a few last words, great man," before he parts?
No, I think it's done. It's been done.
All right. So basically, one person's allowed in. Only one person.
That's right.
And I'll tell that to Mindaris. And say, how about you handle it from here? I've warmed him up for you.
Yeah, you definitely have your way with people. I will go in and
So you're ushered upstairs, and you see in front of you an ancient elf lying propped up on some pillows and a bed, and he looks. His eyes are kind of milky and glazed over. He's extremely pale and thin.
I kneel next to him and say, we have something of great importance we hope you can help us with.
He kind of, his eyes move over to you. He doesn't really move far, but his eyes look over, and you can see some sign of comprehension in there, but he doesn't say anything.
I get out the map and show him and ask him if he can tell us anything about the map.
He kind of squints a little bit at it. He raises a hand slowly and shakes up to the map and points a wavering finger at it, lifts his head out of pillows, and with wild, wide eyes, whispers in a hoarse, it's as loud as say it, Sabifqua's duty, and then collapses back into it.
Okay. I will then.
You hear a sort of wheezing breath through his parted lips, and nothing more.
I will turn to the family and ask if that meant anything to any of them. If they know what that meant.
They all kind of shake their heads. No. Maybe ask Kashrod.
And who is that? That was his
It's the apprentice, I think.
apprentice.
Kashrod, the spark guy here in Jasar. He's the guy that you saved.
Right, that's right. I thank them all for allowing me in, and say they don't know how much that it means to me that we're able to talk to him, and it may help save the world.
Yeah, they're like, whatevs. Get out.
All right, I leave. And I repeat what was said to the rest of the group. So what does everyone else want to do now?
Well,
said,
should probably find out. You go, man.
So, no, go, Barrack.
Well, I mean, should probably find out whatever the hell that he said means. Doesn't mean much to us by itself.
I mean, so long as this doesn't take up too much time, because I do want to focus on the assassination of. I think we find out what we can while we're here, but not stick around to fully investigate, because we've got pressing matters.
Yeah, could just ask him to look into it for us and then head our way out.
Yep.
Okay, we do that.
So you're going to Zeitgeist?
Yep.
All right. He says, hello. I recognize you and you.
Yes, unfortunately, since we last met, the party has fallen on hard times and not all of us have made it.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that. They were good people, the people who are no longer with you. What can I do for you?
Recently spoke to someone and has said to us, I'll repeat what was said, and ask him if it
was duty.
Yeah. If it means anything to him, if he knows what that means.
Well, he says, it means some things to me. Zabifqua was, and I'm sure was is the appropriate word because nobody heard millennia. Zabifqua was a gold dragon. And one of, and indeed she was the primary gold dragon of a family that ruled the incredible holy city, Roth Dalak. And she was in the service of Naz, the god of animals and plants. Naz is now long dead. And naturally enough, Zabifqa's forebears fought with Atem and her great grandparents were said to have been killed in the Battle of Darchanth. So that's what I can tell you about. Those are the legends, but I don't know more. The foremost authority on the heritage and lineage of dragons is Nai Kinor Diem. She resides in the Misty Spire, which is the Sparks headquarters. It's a chapter house, I suppose, in Malith. And now is that time when I say, no, this is how it's going.
What? You broke up, Roy.
Yeah, you broke up.
Sorry, that's what I said. This is not how, no, that's not spelled. This is
Still didn't get it.
Zabifqua. I've just spelled it for
Excellent. Thank you.
and that is the spark person.
And that person is in Malith.
Lilith, yeah. In the Spark chapter house quarters.
Right, which is the same place that our number one suspect is from.
Coincidence? I think none. I pull out my magnifying glass because now it's.
And the deerstalker cat.
I'll leave that in the bag.
All right, so we continue to the scene of the crime.
Yes.
Okay. The trip, as advertised, takes a week and a half. You arrive at, well, indeed, if you look at the map in Metzu maps of Brissetia, you can see Squall's End, which is
Okay, yep.
the largest city in Lameron, and Castle Lamb nearby. So your trip takes you Castle up through Jasar, past Garrick's Ford, through another place. So there are lots of villages along the way, and just on the Lameron side of the border with Dershau is Harmisburn and Castle Harm, which is ruled by a fellow named Baron Harm. And then the road continues on and through the hills and then down to Squall's End and Castle Lamb.
Okay, so the scene of the crime is in Castle Lamb?
It is indeed.
Then maybe we should go there first.
All right. You met at gates by a company of well-armed guards. Assessed that there would be 20 or 30 of them at the gates of Castle Lamb, and they say, "You're not welcome here."
Okay,
Turn around.
we pull out the king's letter, the king's appointment.
Yep. We're
and
not
we'll
letting
say,
you in. Yeah,
fair
we're not
soldier,
letting
can we talk to your commander?
you in. Well, that'd be Neva Zosex, and who's given us our orders not to let you in. So
And where is he?
he's in the castle.
Good. Can we talk to him, please?
Meh. No, I don't think so. What you gonna do about it?
Anyone?
Where's the jail?
What was the name of his commander?
Neva Zosex. But with a capital N.
Aha. Anyone going to take on this? What do you want to do? 20 men? Can we take them all on? Mindaris, what do you like?
I think we try and get our extremely persuasive bard here to try and get them to let us through.
All right. Throw me under the bus.
So that's what we do afterwards.
Gentlemen, it has been a very, very long week. All we want to do is talk to your commander.
Mm-hmm. How persuasive are you?
Should I roll?
Yes, you should.
Yes.
Yep.
They don't look happy about it. But
The
the guy who's been doing all the mutters something off to the side, and one of the other guys runs off into the castle. And the guy who's doing all the talking says, "Yeah, wait here."
Hey!
Thank you. Now that wasn't
Good
so
job.
difficult.
All right.
Okay, when this guy comes down, Narissa, I'm going to cast Tech Thoughts with subtle spell casting so he can't tell. And I want you to keep him talking.
All right.
Righto. And he comes down. He's very well dressed, and so well dressed that you feel that you can't exactly determine the capaciousness of his sizable girth. And he doesn't look happy. He looks pretty grumpy. And he says,
I need the phone number of his tailor.
He says, "Yeah, what do you want? Who are you? What do you want?"
Out of character, what rank is he? How do I refer?
He looks more noble than you.
So, my lord. What time of the day is it?
About 10 a.m.
Good morning, my lord. I apologize for interrupting your morning, but I was wondering if we could have a few words.
Well, those were more than a few words, but I'll hear you out.
We come from Jasar, and
No, we come from the king.
the king. Yeah, that one. We come from the king. We have a letter giving us permission to investigate.
Yes.
I'm having a complete brain blank.
Well, look, we've already had the matter investigated. The evidence is very clear. Jasar for my lord's untimely death. Jeff, you
Murata steps forward and says, "We are here on the direct behest of the king."